it's Susan Sawyer. I hope you had a nice day. We had a pretty nice day today. We had some decent weather. People got outside. Some people went for a walk, even puppies. Oliver. Anyway, the Macgyver Fitness here from Sawyer. Now, I have a full studio at home, but not here. So if you have a few items, you don't really need a pair, but it's something we're going to use as a proper thought. A chair. It should have a higher back, something you can hang on to. Hopefully not too tippy, be careful. I have a cutting block or a cutting board. Try to be careful, don't get something too thick. It might make it a little bit more stable, but I want you to not fall off and get an ankle injury. Now, that's very, first things first. Now, I have a cue, and I'm going to, on my Facebook page, I'll also include this little chart. But I have a cue that I use that's called squeezing an orange under your arm. And when you squeeze that orange underneath your arm, or pear, what you're doing is you're turning on your entire upper body and working hundreds of muscles. So as I have my hand right here, I'm actually squeezing that pear. And I'm squeezing a pear here. And now the first move is called front and back. I'll do 5 of each one of these moves. If you like 10s, which that's a good number, then play this twice. And then the cues will make more sense to you as you go through this. Squeeze the underarms, lift your chest, kick, kick, pull back. Kick, kick, pull back. Now I'm looking at this hip right here. This hip's not moving, it's in one little place. Pull back, last 2, and pull back. Good. This is called abduction, out to the side. And ab the leg out. Abduction, abduct. So push that leg away, but not at the expense of this hip. So I'm reaching away, pushing down, reaching out, and out. Good. Add the passe with the heel. The foot's a little turned out, and squeezing that egg behind your knee. I'm squeezing that orange. I'm squeezing my underarms for 2. Breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Last 1. Good. Now just take that same action and start to turn for 5 and 4. Think of that leg sort of like a pendulum as it spins in the hip 2 and 1. And it's a massage. You're in deep inside that hip, the acetabulum of that pelvi. Good. Get that muscle to be released and relaxed. Think of the fluids in the hip and release. Good. Take a little break. Good. Now, if you want to take a little stretch here, you could take your heels down to the side of the board. You want to take a little knee bend and then stretch, a little knee bend and then stretch. Great. And the more closely you go, you're going to have a little lift here. If you like to lower and lift, you could do this on a stairway too. Lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. And it's a nice little stretch. So now, let's just go ahead and we're going to take this on the other side. The Macgyver Fitness. All I need is a towel, the floor, and a broken bobby pin. Here we go. Thinking of the square powerhouse or the rectangle. 2 ASIS, 2 acromion, make these guys perfect rectangles. They don't shift, they're not trapezoids, they're not reaching around or rotating in a weird way. All right, get that squeezing of that apple, orange, or pear, whatever you have. This hip was trying to kick out sideways. It's trying to go that way. Put all your weight in that right hip pocket. And kick, kick, slide the leg back. Front, front, slide for 3. Kick, kick, and slide for 2. I don't count. Great. Last 1. And great work. Great. Now, the next set is adduction. Abduct. Abduct. So it's like kicking that leg, but see, this hip isn't moving and moving. Nothing happens here. This leg reaches into the earth and through the ceiling. Great. So 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep that foot turned out. Drag the heel up and kick it away for 5. And 4. 3. And 2. Last 1. Good. Now take that leg and just spin. Always go in first. Always go in first. Then the inner thigh sets up And that'll be our next lesson. Your inner thighs are your secondary powerhouse. Reverse 5, 4, 3. The circle can be as small as you want. It just doesn't move the other hip. Great work, good. Now, ooh, I can feel that. We're gonna do a stretch here for a sec. Turn your little board. Again, if it's a little bit thicker, you're gonna get a little more play out of this. So this is kind of fun. Many of you have done my workouts with me in my studio. This is a little bit of reformer work, footwork. I'm up on Umbrella Babe, standing not on the side of my foot. I'm working through these big foot centers right through here. Here, let's take these off. Now, the foot centers, you have 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 here, and the third one's directly in the heel. So get on those 2 front foot centers and connect the heels together. And lower and lift for 10, 9, 8. I'm coming and zipping up. I'm zipping up. My thighs are wrapping together for 4 and 3 and 2. This is footwork from reformer and 1. Good, bring your feet side by side. Lift the heels and bend your knees gently for 10 and 9. Now I've got a little issue with my big left toe, so I gotta make sure that toe doesn't roll off. I'm squeezing the tush. Squeeze that little between the upper inner thigh. Get that close spin to squeeze. And 2 and 1. Good work. Great. Now, for the next set, just kind of bring your heels a little bit more forward. Stick your tushy out for 10 and 9 and 8. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I put this fireplace on. 7 and 6. Robin, that was you. You told me to do these. 3 more, 2 and 1. Good work. Now, kind of playing on that little stretch we created before. Add that lower and lift, down and up for 10. I gotta tell you, the best place to probably do these is in your stairway. Make sure you have a railing. And 3 and 2, 1. Now go for a run. Bring both heels up and then bend one knee forward. My hips aren't sashaying side to side. Pump those knees forward. Think about your hips. They're driving forward. They're not sweeping side to side. If you're moving forward, why are hips going sideways? That's how they get wider, looser, weaker, and no pelvic floor. Great work. Take a little break. Let me know what you think.